Hello everybody, my name is Nicola and welcome to the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to give you the tools for financial success. In today's video I'm talking all about the side hustle income I earned in the month of April, in the hopes that this might inspire you to start thinking about the things that you could do extra if you want to. Now, I am documenting our journey to early retirement, and part of that is obviously to build up different income streams to be able to afford to do that. And you'll see, you know, some months these are really small, and I wish that it was bigger, I'm not going to lie, because who wouldn't? But that's just what this looks like for now. So let's get started. So I have an e-course called Reduce Your Food Spend, and I'll leave a link down below to that. It's on sale at the moment for just over £1. I didn't make that many, I never make that many sales on this. I don't really push it as a course. I have links to it in various different places, but in terms of actually marketing it, I don't do very much about it at all. That's, you know, that's up to me, down to me, so to speak. But course sales in April as a starting point were £7 and 10p. Now that's because it seems like a really random number, but the platform I have it on is American, so it actually pays out in American dollars, which I then convert into English pounds, so that's why that looks so strange. I've been running a sale on it for ages, so like I said, it doesn't make that much money. In fact, I have been wondering whether to turn it into an ebook instead of a course, just because the platform itself to host the course costs me more than it brings in, and obviously from a business point of view that isn't a great thing at all. So some decisions need to be made about that. The next thing is I do some virtual assistant work. I currently have one client at the moment, which works well for me. Yes, in an ideal world I would want more, but at the moment, kind of juggling time and family and home and all that, one works well for me, and I really like working for this person, so it kind of suits me. So VA work was £96. I have a video coming up actually on how to start to be a virtual assistant, so if you've got any kind of questions about that, if you leave them in the comments below, and I will add that to that video if you've got any comments about that, because honestly anybody can be a virtual assistant if you have some skills, like even things like you can write in Word. That's a skill that you could offer as a virtual assistant, so there's so many things you could offer. But I've got a whole video coming up about that. But if you've got any questions about how to get started or whatever, then leave them below and I will include that in that video. Affiliates, now again, these really vary for me. Some months I don't get anything, some months they're kind of more. Lots of bloggers make a lot of money from this. I do not, as you'll see in a second. Affiliates, that's when somebody clicks on a link and then buy something via that link, and you get like a teeny tiny commission. So if you click on, say, an Amazon link, you might buy something and the person's whose link you've clicked might get like 1% or even smaller. Like it doesn't really, unless you have a massive following with people clicking links all the time, and believe me, there are some bloggers who must make an I'm talking like 6-figure income just from affiliate marketing, but for teeny tiny bloggers like me. However, I made £58.80. When I say made, I only count income that I actually received, so I didn't make that in April, I made it in March, but I've received it in April, if that makes sense. Blog income, so this was, I accepted a sponsored post single for much less than I'd normally accept, but it's someone I've worked with before and I know they're really reliable in paying, and it generally is quite like an easy topic to write about. So I did one blog post, sponsored blog post this month for £50. Normally I would charge more than that, but you know, it's better than nothing. And then product sales, now this is an area which I wish was doing better, I'm not going to lie. However, I need to make more of showing them off, I suppose. Showing them off sounds weird, like I need to talk about them more often, I need to showcase them more often. Talking about things like that is not my strong point, but kind of observing other people, we'll call them people rather than influencers because I hate that term, who make a living out of selling digital products. They talk about them all the time, and if I want this to be a viable income stream, which I am hoping, then I need to talk about them more often. I'll leave a link below to the Frugal Cottage shop if you want to check those out. I am currently using the May budget planner, the no spend day tracker, the stars one, and the meal planner. So I'm using 3 of the different products on there. I use them all the time. I make them for me and then upload them in case anybody else wants them. But in April I made a grand total of £7.98. That's not going to get me very far, is it, in early retirement, let's be honest. That meant that 2 people bought 2 of my things, so thank you so much if you bought something. Every little sale, if somebody purchases something from that Frugal Cottage shop, I get an email notification that pops up on my phone, and honestly there is nothing more exciting than getting that email that said someone's bought something from your shop for £3.99. And you know, I only got that twice in the month of April, but it is exciting, and I make these things to help people with their finances because they've helped me with our finances, and it doesn't get much better than that. So the grand total for this is £212.78. However, expenses. I'm not going to kind of break these down, but expenses this month were £61 and a penny. So slightly more, and I know for a fact that May's expenses are really, really expensive in comparison because I have my blog like hosting renewal, and there's another thing I use, although I'm not entirely sure that I will renew that or not. I've not really used it to its effect and it's quite expensive. However, after that, so 212, so that equals, after that, £151.77 after expenses. That number is obviously before tax. I save 35% for tax and national insurance, and actually this month I just transferred over the £51.77 into our emergency fund, which is where I decided that should go. £51 extra in a month is, I don't want to, like, it's fine, it's better than nothing. For me it's not good enough. I'm slightly disappointed, like that's what, so what did I get in? So March after expenses, that's much better, £386.44 is much better. February's again was fairly low. But look, somehow I managed to get £43.89 in product sales in February, so I must have done something different there. I don't know how I could check that. Ideally, in an ideal world, my side hustle income, my long-term aim for this, is to consistently bring in around about £1,000 a month. Consistently. I have done it before. I've managed I think a couple of times to bring in over £1,000 a month, but that's as you can see, that's really rare. And the long-term aim is to have £1,000 a month from dividend income and £1,000 a month from side hustle income, to really get the different income streams kind of going and kind of on a par with what we could live off without being able to work. But that's way, way down there. But that's the end of that. Do you have any side hustles? Have you made any money during April? Let me know. I love to talk to people about extra income streams and how they're getting on. And like I said, I do these videos to hopefully inspire you to think about anything else that you could do on the side, especially if you're sat at home and want to try something new. There are so many options out there for earning some extra money if you want to. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.